Part 1, the tiny country that outsmarted the world.
Imagine a country with no oil, no access to the sea, very little farmland, no vast reserves of gold, diamonds, or natural gas. A country so small that you can drive from one end to the other in just a few hours. By every rule of geography, this nation should have struggled to become wealthy. Yet somehow, Switzerland has become one of the richest countries on Earth. Its citizens enjoy one of the highest standards of living in the world. Its currency is trusted during times of global uncertainty. Some of the world's largest banks, pharmaceutical companies, and luxury watchmakers call this tiny Alpine nation home. So, how did a landlocked country surrounded by mountains become a global symbol of wealth, stability, and success? The answer isn't hidden beneath the ground. It's hidden in history. And to understand it, we have to travel back more than 700 years.
Chapter 1, A Country Built by Mountains. Long before Switzerland became famous for banking, chocolate, and luxury watches, it was simply a rugged land of towering mountains, deep valleys, and isolated villages. More than half of the country is covered by the Alps. At first glance, these mountains seemed like a disadvantage. Farming was difficult. Building cities was expensive. Travel was dangerous. But history often rewards those who can turn obstacles into opportunities. The Alps became Switzerland's greatest natural defense. Invading armies found the steep passes difficult to cross. Powerful kingdoms that conquered much of Europe often struggled to control these remote valleys. Instead of being easily conquered, local communities learned to govern themselves. Over time, independence became part of Switzerland's identity. Ironically, the mountains that appeared to isolate the country also protected the foundations of its future prosperity.
Chapter 2, The Birth of the Swiss Confederation. In the year 1291, representatives from 3 mountain regions made a remarkable agreement. Rather than standing alone, they promised to defend one another against outside threats. This alliance became known as the Swiss Confederation. It was a simple idea with extraordinary consequences. As more regions joined, the Confederation grew stronger. Unlike many European kingdoms ruled by powerful monarchs, the Swiss developed traditions of local cooperation and shared decision-making. That culture of political stability would later become one of Switzerland's greatest economic advantages. While neighboring countries were often consumed by dynastic conflicts and shifting borders, Switzerland gradually built institutions that encouraged continuity and confidence. Those qualities would one day attract businesses, investors, and entrepreneurs from around the world.
Chapter 3, Europe's Crossroads.
Although Switzerland has no coastline, it occupies one of the most strategic locations in Europe. It sits between Germany, France, Italy, Austria, and Liechtenstein. For centuries, merchants moving goods between northern and southern Europe crossed the Alpine passes. Silk from Italy, salt from Austria, wine from France, metal goods from Germany. Caravans carrying valuable cargo relied on routes that passed through Swiss territory. Every traveler needed food, shelter, supplies, and security. Local communities provided those services and earned income from the growing trade. Over time, Switzerland became far more than a collection of mountain villages. It became an important crossroads connecting Europe's major economies. Trade brought money. Money encouraged commerce. And commerce laid the foundation for future prosperity.
The secret was never natural resources. But geography alone didn't make Switzerland rich. Many countries sit along important trade routes. Few became as wealthy as Switzerland. The real turning point came when Europe was torn apart by wars. While kingdoms fought for territory, Switzerland chose a different path. Instead of building an empire, it built something even more valuable: trust. That single decision would transform this small Alpine nation into one of the safest places on Earth to store wealth, and eventually into the banking capital of the world. In the next chapter, we'll uncover how neutrality, stability, and finance turned Switzerland into a global economic powerhouse.
Part 2, Banking, Neutrality, and the Fortune of a Nation.
In the previous chapter, we discovered how Switzerland's mountains protected its independence and placed it at the crossroads of Europe. But geography alone couldn't make a nation one of the richest in the world. The real transformation came from something far more valuable than gold: trust. For centuries, Europe was repeatedly torn apart by wars, revolutions, and political upheaval. Empires rose. Kingdoms collapsed. Borders changed. But one small country remained remarkably stable: Switzerland. And that stability would eventually become its greatest economic asset.
Chapter 1, The Power of Neutrality.
In 1815, after the defeat of Napoleon, the major European powers officially recognized Switzerland's permanent neutrality at the Congress of Vienna. From that moment, Switzerland adopted a unique position in international politics. Rather than joining military alliances or pursuing territorial expansion, it focused on protecting its independence and maintaining internal stability. While much of Europe experienced conflicts during the 19th and 20th centuries, Switzerland largely avoided becoming a battlefield. Its cities remained standing, its industries continued operating, its institutions kept functioning. For businesses and investors, this consistency mattered. When uncertainty spread across Europe, Switzerland offered something increasingly rare: predictability. And in the world of finance, predictability creates confidence.
Chapter 2. The Rise of Swiss Banking.
As confidence in Switzerland grew, so did its banking sector. People wanted a safe place to protect their savings, investments, and business assets. Swiss banks earned a reputation for professionalism, stability, and careful financial management. Over time, wealthy families, entrepreneurs, companies, and investors from many countries chose Switzerland to manage part of their wealth. The country's political stability, reliable legal system, and strong currency reinforced that reputation. Another factor also became closely associated with Swiss banking: privacy. Swiss banking laws historically placed significant emphasis on protecting client information. This reputation for confidentiality attracted international attention for decades, although banking regulations have evolved substantially in recent years as global transparency standards have increased. Even as those rules changed, Switzerland's reputation for financial expertise remained strong. Its banking industry had become about far more than secrecy. It had become synonymous with trust, stability, and long-term wealth management.
Chapter 3. The Swiss franc, a symbol of stability. Money is only as valuable as the confidence people place in it. Throughout history, many currencies have experienced periods of instability due to inflation, political crises, or economic uncertainty. The Swiss franc developed a different reputation. Because Switzerland maintained prudent fiscal policies, stable institutions, and relatively low inflation over long periods, its currency came to be viewed by many investors as a safe place to preserve value during times of global uncertainty. When financial markets became volatile, international investors often sought assets they believed would be more stable. That confidence strengthened Switzerland's financial position and reinforced its role as a trusted center for international finance.
Chapter 4. More than just banks.
By the 20th century, Switzerland had built much more than a successful banking industry. Insurance companies expanded, investment firms grew, commodity trading businesses established operations. International organizations chose Switzerland as a base because of its stability and central location in Europe. Cities like Zurich and Geneva became globally recognized financial centers. But perhaps the country's greatest achievement wasn't simply attracting money. It was creating an environment where businesses believed they could plan for decades instead of worrying about tomorrow. That kind of confidence is difficult to measure, yet it has enormous economic value. By now, Switzerland had become one of the world's safest places to invest, save, and do business. But banking tells only part of the story. If every Swiss bank disappeared tomorrow, Switzerland would still rank among the world's wealthiest nations. Because behind the banks lies another remarkable success story: a country that mastered precision engineering, created some of the world's most respected pharmaceutical companies, built iconic luxury watch brands, and became a global leader in innovation. In the next chapter, we'll discover how Swiss industry, technology, and education transformed a small Alpine nation into one of the world's most advanced economies.
Part 3. The industries that made Switzerland rich. For many people, Switzerland is synonymous with banks. But here's something surprising. Banking contributes only part of the country's economy. If the banking sector vanished overnight, Switzerland would still possess one of the most advanced and competitive economies in the world. The secret lies in what Switzerland produces. Not cheap products, not mass-produced goods, but some of the highest value products on Earth. From luxury watches and life-saving medicines to precision machinery and groundbreaking scientific research, Switzerland built an economy where quality matters more than quantity. Chapter 1. The country that perfected precision. Switzerland has long understood that it could never compete by producing the largest number of products. Its population is relatively small. Its labor costs are among the highest in the world. Instead, Swiss companies focused on making products that few others could match. This philosophy became especially famous through Swiss watchmaking.
Brands such as Rolex, Patek Philippe, Omega, Audemars Piguet, and Tag Heuer became known worldwide for craftsmanship, precision, and durability. Buying a Swiss watch isn't simply about telling time. For many people, it's about owning a product built with exceptional attention to detail. That same commitment to precision extends far beyond watches. Swiss manufacturers produce advanced industrial machinery, precision instruments, medical devices, and specialized engineering equipment used across the globe. Rather than competing on price, they compete on excellence.
Chapter 2. A global leader in pharmaceuticals and innovation. Switzerland is also home to some of the world's leading pharmaceutical and biotechnology companies. These businesses invest billions in scientific research, developing medicines and medical technologies used by millions of people worldwide. Innovation has become one of Switzerland's greatest strengths. The country consistently ranks among the global leaders in research, patents, and technological development. Universities such as ETH Zurich have earned international recognition for engineering, science, and technology. Researchers, entrepreneurs, and investors work together to transform new ideas into successful businesses. This culture of innovation creates a cycle of long-term growth. Scientific discoveries attract investment. Investment creates new companies. Successful companies generate jobs, tax revenue, and future research. Knowledge becomes one of the country's most valuable exports. Chapter 3. Chocolate, Food, and Global Brands. Of course, Switzerland is famous for more than finance and pharmaceuticals. Its chocolate has become an international symbol of quality. For generations, Swiss chocolatiers refined production techniques that helped establish the country's global reputation for premium food products. Switzerland is also home to internationally recognized food companies that operate across dozens of countries. Alongside food production, Swiss businesses have built strong positions in coffee, nutrition, consumer goods, and specialty manufacturing. Once again, the strategy remains remarkably consistent. Focus on quality. Build trusted brands. Think long-term. That philosophy has allowed Swiss companies to compete successfully despite higher production costs. Chapter 4. Why Swiss workers are so productive. Switzerland's success isn't only about companies. It's also about people. The country invests heavily in education, vocational training, and technical skills. Many students combine classroom learning with practical experience through apprenticeship programs, helping them develop expertise before entering the workforce. Businesses benefit from highly skilled employees. Workers benefit from valuable careers. The economy benefits from greater productivity and innovation.
This partnership between education and industry has helped Switzerland remain competitive in a rapidly changing world.
By now, Switzerland had built an extraordinary economy. Trusted banks, world-class manufacturers, cutting-edge research, global brands, highly skilled workers. But success is never guaranteed. Artificial intelligence, global tax reforms, international competition, changing demographics, and new technologies are reshaping the global economy faster than ever before. Can Switzerland continue to thrive in the 21st century? Or is its greatest challenge still ahead? In the final chapter, we'll explore the future of Swiss prosperity and the lessons every country can learn from its remarkable journey. Part 4. Can Switzerland stay rich? For more than 7 centuries, Switzerland has achieved something remarkable. It transformed a small, landlocked country with limited natural resources into one of the world's most prosperous and stable economies. It survived wars that reshaped Europe. It adapted to industrial revolutions. It became a global leader in banking, precision manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and innovation. But history has one important lesson. No nation stays successful forever by relying only on its past. Today's greatest challenge isn't geography. It isn't military conflict.
It's the speed of technological and economic change. Artificial intelligence, automation, climate change, global competition, these forces are reshaping the world faster than ever before. The question is no longer how Switzerland became rich. The question is whether it can remain one of the world's wealthiest nations in the decades ahead. Chapter 1. The Next Financial Revolution. The financial world is changing rapidly. Artificial intelligence is transforming how banks detect fraud, manage risk, and serve customers. Digital banking has reduced the need for traditional branches. Cloud computing enables financial institutions to operate across continents in real time. Blockchain technology and digital assets continue to influence discussions about the future of finance, while governments and regulators work to develop appropriate rules for these new technologies. Swiss banks, long known for tradition and stability, are investing in digital transformation to remain competitive. At the same time, Switzerland has become home to a growing fintech ecosystem, particularly around Zurich and Zug, where technology companies are developing new financial services. Rather than resisting change, the country is trying to combine its reputation for trust with modern innovation. That balance may determine its future success. Chapter 2. Competition is growing. Switzerland is no longer competing in the same world that helped make it wealthy. Global financial centers are evolving rapidly.
Singapore has strengthened its role as a gateway to Asian markets. Dubai has attracted international businesses with ambitious development and strategic location. New York continues to dominate global capital markets. Other countries are investing heavily in research, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and advanced manufacturing. Competition is becoming more intense every year. Switzerland cannot rely on banking alone. Instead, it continues investing in education, scientific research, high-value manufacturing, healthcare innovation, and entrepreneurship. Its strategy remains clear. Compete through knowledge rather than size. Compete through quality rather than quantity. Compete through trust rather than short-term advantage.
Chapter 3. The real secret behind Swiss wealth.
When people think about Switzerland, they often picture snow-covered mountains, luxury watches, chocolate, or private banks. But those are only symbols of a much deeper story. The country's greatest resource was never hidden beneath the ground. It was hidden within its institutions. Stable laws, reliable governance, high-quality education, skilled workers, innovation, long-term thinking, and perhaps most importantly, trust. Trust encourages investment. Investment fuels innovation. Innovation creates opportunity, and opportunity builds prosperity. That cycle has repeated itself for generations. Final conclusion. So, why is Switzerland so rich? Not because it discovered vast reserves of oil, not because it controlled a global empire, not because it has the largest population. Switzerland became prosperous because it made deliberate choices over centuries. It turned mountains into protection, trade routes into opportunity, neutrality into stability, banking into global confidence, education into innovation, and precision into a worldwide reputation for excellence.
Its economy was built patiently, one institution, one invention, and one generation at a time. Today, Switzerland continues to face new challenges. Technology is transforming industries. Global competition is increasing. Economic rules are evolving. No country's position is guaranteed forever. But Switzerland's history offers a powerful lesson. Long-term prosperity is rarely created by luck or natural resources alone. It is built through stability, innovation, education, and the confidence that people place in a nation's institutions. That may be Switzerland's greatest achievement, and perhaps its most valuable export. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more stories exploring the history, economics, and hidden forces that shape our modern world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.